Sanju Verma, all guns trained at the Narendra Modi government. Opposition says Trump has embarrassed India and Prime Minister Narendra Modi should take it up with him when he meets him in the US next week. What's the government's take? What's the BJP's take on this?
You know, Gaurav, I think you know it better than any of us because foreign policy is something that is your domain. The Foreign Affairs Minister, External Affairs Minister, Mr. Jaishankar has called out the bluff of the opposition fair and square. There is an international protocol. The Trump 2.0 dispensation has followed international rule book. And I think for any of us to be sitting here and waxing eloquent about illegal migrants, you know, they could be from any country of origin, any caste, creed, religion, that is immaterial, that is secondary. The important bit is this. There is a difference between a refugee and an illegal migrant or an illegal alien. A refugee is somebody who decides to seek shelter or asylum because he or she has been persecuted on religious grounds in his or her home country, or there is a warlike situation or violence which they have had to flee from. But when you are an illegal migrant at Ghuspetia, you willfully, deliberately broken international protocol, broken international law, knowing very well what the consequences could be going forward. I fail to understand why Rahul Gandhi, the likes of a Prashant Bhushan, the entire Soros-backed Jamaat within the Congress ecosystem, the entire Darbaris, why are they trying to legitimize illegal migrants? इतनी सहानुभूति क्यों दिखा रहे हैं? वो क्या आपके जमाई हैं, आपके बहनोई हैं, आपके फूफा हैं, आपकी फूफी हैं? I want to ask Rahul Gandhi through your show, Gaurav Sawant. He now stays at bungalow number 5, Sunehri Road in Delhi, or for that matter, Priyanka Vadra, who stays at bungalow number G80
okay, let's not give out their addresses for security reasons. But your point taken.
Mollycoddle intruders? Will the mollycoddle squatters? Will you allow me to settle into your residence uninvited, beyond my welcome? Will I be entertained? I mean, this is international diplomacy that we are talking of. And
fair
my
enough.
last point.
You made that point, ma'am. Let me take this to Sanjay Jha.
My final point. My final point, please bear with me for 10 seconds. I will just end by saying this. Prime Minister Narendra Modi does not need certificates on international diplomacy from a Congress party which has had its sympathies with the Hamas and Hezbollah in Kerala. You know, it has always mollycoddled smugglers with gold in their rectums, and it has always had sympathies with people in Karnataka belonging to the Simi and PFI and the Jamaat-e-Islami.
Okay, so ma'am, you made your opening comment. I didn't interrupt you, but let me now bring in Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha, Sanju Verma asks, these are illegals. They knew the consequences of their actions, yet they did it. Why is the Congress, and as Sanju Verma puts it, this entire Soros-backed Jamaat standing with illegals, sir? Because not the first time illegals are being deported. The US has a standard operating procedure. They put restraints on illegals being sent out. It's done with everybody. Why is the opposition up in arms in 2025 when this process has been on since 2009, as the External Affairs Minister gave details out, sir?
Gaurav, great to be with you on the program. A kind request. I hope I'm not interrupted by anybody. I won't take too long. I hung my head in shame listening to the External Affairs Minister in Parliament. I mean, can you imagine the audacity, or shall I say, the shamelessness of saying that the humiliation given to our illegal migrants is par for the course? And I'll give you 2 examples. This is the same Modi government. When Gautam Adani was indicted by the Department of Justice after the FBI investigation and the SEC, the entire government machinery, including the BJP spokespersons all over the country, defended Gautam Adani's shenanigans because India's patriotism and nationalist pride was being hurt. And look at the duplicitous, hypocritical, and cowardly behavior of Mr. Modi's government. Then when illegal migrants, and Gaurav, you know that, people who have left this country because they have no hope here, they see no opportunity, probably they're insecure.
Why have you not left the country then?
Will I stop being interrupted?
Why have you not left the country?
Gaurav, I leave it to you.
Ma'am,
are you still sitting here in India?
let Mr. Jha complete his point.
Carry on.
Ma'am, let him make his opening statement. I'll come back to you to respond. I've seen your hands up. I'll get your fingers up, ma'am. We'll come to you to respond, but go on, Mr. Jha, complete your point.
Thank you, Gaurav. And here you find when our people who could have been sent on a commercial jet An Indian plane could have gone and got them back.
Okay.
There's no shortage of aircrafts. We have done many such missions in the past. You allow them to come in a ULS military plane, where Donald Trump is making a statement to his American people that I'm using US, formidable military power to deport illegal migrants. And we in India, who campaigned for Donald Trump saying, "Ab ki baar Trump Sarkar," are allowing our own people to come chained, to be handcuffed, without access to food and toilets. And then you have a silent government.
Sir, that point about not
this
having
is a
access to
joke.
food and toilet has been contested and responded to by the External Affairs Minister. Before I come to Sanju Verma to respond, sir, I want to bring in Ambassador Sajjanhar into this conversation. Sir, is there merit? Did Donald Trump have to make such a song and dance about sending back illegals from India? You may want to make a point. It may have been an electoral pledge, but not at the cost of a strategic partner. Has he not embarrassed not just Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but the entire country? Ambassador Sajjanhar?
Yeah, thank you very much, Gaurav. I think this, as the External Affairs Minister very correctly said, this is a procedure, this is the rule book as far as the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Authority is concerned. And it is no difference to India as compared to the other deportations that are done, whether it was with Colombia. Colombia was raised in the parliament also, whether Colombia or Mexico or El Salvador or any of the other countries. So it is not a special case as far as India is concerned. All those who go, they are, as it says, the rule book that Dr. Jaishankar read out, that they are restrained. The women and children are not restrained, but as far as the other illegal deportees are concerned, they are restrained. So it was not something special that was done as far as India is concerned. Secondly, I think what Dr. Jaishankar also said, that we are going to take up this issue with the concerned authorities to see if more humane treatment cannot be meted to Indian deportees who are being sent. Because, what I see, which is different in this case, meaning a normal non-stop flight from the United States to India, to Amritsar, would be about 14, 16 hours.
Yes.
Here, of course, I think on your channel you are mentioning, and some other channels also are mentioning, it is 40 hours.
Yes.
So I can't really imagine how,
No, there were breaks in between. Ramstein Air Base, it's that narrow air base in Germany where they stopped to refuel.
Yes. So there they would have been allowed to go out, if there has been some stopover and so on and so forth. So there would be, it's about 8-9 hours from New York to Germany, and from there about another 8-9 hours here.
Okay.
So I don't know how it is 40 hours unless it was a 20-hour layover in Germany. But whatever that might be, I don't want to get into these nitty-gritty details.